As with any one of our other installation videos, you're going to want to start the procedure out by removing all contaminants from the device. We've already cleaned this prior to the installation. Here you're going to want to expose the front inch of the film. This will allow you to register along the front edge. Just make sure that it's nice and squared up and even, and once you have this tacked into place, I will go ahead and continue our install. Slowly peel the release liner back and continue smoothing as you go, starting from the center and smoothing out towards the edges. This will make sure that the film stays nice and square. At this point, we have the top of our installation complete. Now we're going to move on to the front side and do some of our smaller pieces. You don't need to leave the release liner on here. Just make sure that the grain of the carbon fiber is all going the same direction, and start your piece by installing along the top edge. Once you're happy with your registration, go ahead and tack along the top, working it down towards the corner, and then you're going to bring it around the edge. As you can see there, if you're unhappy with your registration at any point, you can go ahead and pick the film back up, re-register it, and once you're satisfied, continue. These pieces here are a little tricky to do on camera, being that they're very small, but just register and make sure the two LEDs are visible. And once you have that aligned, go ahead and continue the installation down the side. Whatever you're comfortable with at this point, you can try and do the entire piece at once, or you can do a little bit at a time just to make sure that it's exactly level with what you're working with. Go ahead and start the next piece here, same thing, just make sure that the direction and grain of the carbon fiber all matches up to continue with a uniform look. Again, you can lift the piece as much as you'd like in order to make sure that that gap is nice and consistent all the way down. Smooth out any air bubbles, and we're going to continue on to our next area around the eject and power button. This is a pretty tight tolerance, so make sure you register it nice and then smooth out any air bubbles. The final piece here is a little tricky. It's hard to get your fingers in there, but take your time and you'll be able to register it just fine. At this point, your installation is complete, and we would like to say thank you for your purchase from iCarbons.com.